ज्वालामुखी योग बाबा इसीलिए कहते हैं कि जैसे ज्वाला में, अग्नि में जो है वो कोई भी चीज़ जो है वो परिवर्तन बहुत जल्दी हो जाती है। इसी रीति से बाबा कहते हैं कि ज्वालामुखी योग यानी लाइट हाउस, माइट हाउस बन करके और सभी को ऐसी प्रकाश दो जो उन्हों के अंदर भी जो कुछ कमी हो वो परिवर्तन हो जाए। क्योंकि आजकल के संसार में मेजॉरिटी सभी यही चाहते हैं अभी विश्व का कुछ परिवर्तन होना चाहिए। ये बहुत दुख बढ़ रहा है, भ्रष्टाचार बढ़ रहा है, पापाचार बढ़ रहा है, अभी कुछ परिवर्तन होना चाहिए। तो परिवर्तन करने वाला कौन? तो बाबा ने हम लोगों को निमित्त बनाया है विश्व का परिवर्तन करने के लिए। इसीलिए बाबा आजकल ये ज्वालामुखी योग कहते हैं। तो ज्वालामुखी योग से जैसे कहावत है कि कोई भी बीज है, अगर बीज को आप आग में डाल देंगे तो बीज का जो फल है वो नहीं निकलेगा। तो ये आजकल विकारों का जो बीज है उसका फल है दुख और अशांति। अगर उस बीज को हम ज्वालामुखी योग द्वारा खत्म कर दें तो वो फिर दुख और अशांति का बीज पैदा ही नहीं होगा। इसी रीति से बाबा कहते हैं तो इस ऐसी ज्वालामुखी योग करो जो ये विकारों का जो बीज है एकदम विकराल रूप ले रहा है वो भस्म हो जाए। और अपना भी अगर थोड़ा बहुत भी कोई भी विकार का अंश रहा हो जो अभी तक भी पुरुषार्थ में कभी बीच बीच में इमर्ज होता है, तो उसके लिए भी ज्वालामुखी योग से अपनी भी उन्नति होती है। जो भी कोई पुराने संस्कार जरा भी रहा हुआ है वो ज्वालामुखी योग से बिल्कुल समाप्त हो जाता है और अवगुण विकार के बदले जो गुणों की धारणा हो जाती है वो जैसे हम गुणों के बगीचा बन जाते हैं, गुणों का गुलदस्ता बन जाते हैं। अपने को भी फायदा है, दूसरों को भी फायदा।
Om Shanti, welcome. Gift from God. Today is day 16. Sweet, subtle, silent. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. Why God chose Dadi Gulzar to be instrument. Of course, whatever qualities she was able to take from Baba, but also she has her own qualities. Looking at Dadi, I think all of you must be getting some good thoughts about her. But I feel she's so sweet. Dadi is so lovely. She's very, very humble, very royal, very simple, and always looks so much full of contentment, as if she doesn't need anything. I don't remember having contact with her for so many years that she asked for anything. Even when we will give her something, she will show as if it's not necessary. Even she will accept with love, but it's not, she will show I need it. Dadi's serene nature and her simplicity of life was a great attraction. I feel that her purity of thoughts, words, and actions was very, very natural. Maya never troubled her. I don't think she has ever any conflict with any other person. Was welcoming, was very friendly, and also, of course, very, very loveful. One very good quality which is very clearly seen, that she is very detached, but also she is very stable in her faith in Baba, faith in every moment of drama. She will always say, whatever happened last Kalpa will happen. So that is why she never had worry or any extra thoughts. So to be instrument, I was thinking that God has to find some of the similar qualities of His in the soul, even in the last birth. Because if the soul has nature to be peaceless or not to be detached, then how can God use the soul as instrument? So we all say, right, we are instruments of Baba. So each one of us should look at which of Baba's quality I am embodiment of. Because the introduction of soul itself is that God is the ocean and I as a soul is the embodiment or image of that quality. In Path of Bhakti, they say I'm the drop of that ocean. So it's very, very nice for us to gently think that I have to have all the qualities of God in the sense of it's not 100%, but that should be my basic essential qualities of my nature. And it feels so good. I remember in my life too, since childhood, I used to say, I belong to God. So divinity and purity, love, compassion are very, very natural qualities within us. Maybe sometimes we don't recognize or we don't kind of sustain them. So thinking this way and to just have look at Dadi Gulzar's face, we might say it's Baba's light. But then she also is a light, and then Baba uses her. So whatever few years we have in our Brahmin life, and this wish to be instrument can only be fulfilled if I remind myself of my qualities as a child of God, so that I can act as a master. That means use those virtues, also powers. Not only Baba will use me, but I will be definitely able to serve all the souls and also reach to my stage of perfection. So why we look at Dadi Gulzar? Because we want to experience those qualities. And Baba can also use, so Baba cannot use my weakness, right? Can he? What he will do with that? But he will use what strength I have. If I have determination, he can use it. If I have faith, he can use it. If I have humility, he will use it. If I am honest, he can use it. So I was just thinking that actually we have to just look at these necessary qualities and let Baba use me as a good instrument for his task, unlimited task as world server. Om Shanti.
फिर बाबा साकार में ये भोग लगाने की सिस्टम तब से शुरू हुई है। यहाँ पांडव भवन में भी फ्रूट आता था, बाबा रख देता था, अपने हाथ से फ्रूट भोग पर रखेगा। भोग लगाने के बगैर कभी बाबा ने फ्रूट नहीं खाया होगा। मैंने सारी लाइफ के अंदर जब भी कोई फ्रूट आता था भोग लगाने के बगैर नहीं खाया होगा। देने वाला खिलाने वाला बाबा है। बाबा को स्वीकार करा के तो फिर बाबा ने कहा सिंगी होती है, सिंगी वो हेल्दी है, वो हमारे झाड़ से ऐसे निकलती थी, झाड़ से सिंगी निकाल के अच्छी सब्जी बनाती थी। तो पहले बाबा को कटोरी में सिंगी देती, पहले वो खाता था। अब फोटो होगा देखा होगा। तो धीरे धीरे एक रोटी देंगी, कभी खिचड़ी बना के खिलाएंगी। इतना बाबा मीठा है, अच्छा है, प्यारा है। आप ये बाबा का अनुभव करके देखो, कर सकते हो। तब भी कर सकेंगे जब दिल साफ होगी, मन शांत होगा, बुद्धि श्रेष्ठ होगी, सच्चा प्यार बाबा से होगा। भाई ये बात हुई, ये बात हुई, शिकल बूथ ऐसे बना के बैठेंगे, बाबा मुंह भी नहीं देखेगा। बाबा आगे जाएंगे, बाबा पीछे मुंह कर देगा। आइए उदास, उदास को कहता है ये दासी बनने वाली है। जो थोड़ी उदास हुई ना, ये दासी बनने वाली है। कानों में कह देता था, बच्चे हाँ, सदा हर्षित रहो।
Om Shanti. Welcome to Diamond Dadi. Today is day 26. Renounce power, strength, energy. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. Our face says the way Dadi is describing, right? Our eyes are sparkling, our face is smiling, God's child with all attainments, right? We should never forget that. I am God's child, so I have all attainments. So if I have all attainments, in that we have love, we have peace, we have happiness, cheerfulness, everything, right? So even whatever happens, even to the body sometimes it's hurting or when. So Dadi Janki used to say, what happened to your face? Like it's little bit pain and it's visible on the face. She didn't like it. She said, Dadi, I have so much pain in my leg, but not in the face, no? Pain is in the leg or face is, why face is changing? And Dadi was so much after us all the time. But I also internally feel when I'm looking at Baba, taking drishti from God, how would he like to see me? Very happy, in super sensitive joy, full of enthusiasm, courageous. So at least I can do that, right? So that I can glorify Baba, no? Everyone looks at the face and they come to know if I have contentment, if I have all attainments. Even there is renunciation. Renunciation means of vices, even of material things. We live very simple, right? You don't have anything expensive but there is so much royalty. So renunciation, we are not like hermits, right? Some hermits and gurus, when they go to Madhuban, and sometimes they say, but you all say we are renunciate, so uh, why you all have cultural program? Why you all want to eat all types of food? Mm. So we say our renunciation is a renunciation of vices and body consciousness. Mm. Because for them, renunciation is we have not to use anything and it's like away from everything. Mm. And also, other side, they will appreciate, used to say. One time there was few hours big cultural program. And then when it finished, they turned on red light. So when it was red light, everyone was in silence and meditation. So one of the saint commented, what happened to them? Now they were dancing, singing, and now they all are so quiet. So they could see that we are practicing silence, our relationship with God, but also there is no body consciousness. So it's very interesting that our renunciation, which Baba says, is renunciation of not only from the old, my own household, but from the old world. I know it is the old world. And I have to think about home. I have to think about golden age. Right? Baba wants us to create those deity sanskars of golden age. So we don't think of renunciation. Many people ask us, PKs, and I remember someone said, you mean 60 years you had been wearing same clothes? Here people change clothes 3 times a day. Morning red, during day pink, evening white. I said, yeah. Oh, you're really not tired of wearing all these clothes for years? He said, no, I feel very good when I wear these clothes. So a lot of people find that it's very difficult for few things. But we Baba's children, we love purity, we love simplicity. So there is renunciation. And then it comes to renunciation of like trusting in such a way that I don't have to keep accumulating anything. With the thought I might not get it later. As one time that is Baba said, then we accumulate now. Because we have trust that whatever is needed, it will come to me. I don't need to accumulate. So this belonging and possession is also not there. So that royalty, as I described, of Dadis, with just few simple white dresses. Each one looks like a queen, right? And then, like when we have a VIP program or any program, so we give a gift, we give toli, we give, say that we never leave empty handed if we come to Brahma Kumaris. So you all must have a lot of money, right? That's why you are able to give. I said, whatever we have, we share with all of you. Others will say, no, no, I don't have, I have to give. But here it is parents. So Baba is giving us whatever we have, we share with everyone, which is not a very common principle in the life. They said, oh, I have to keep for myself. I have to, they are so much into, I have to take care of myself. And here we share whatever we have, but then it looks like we have lot, right? Why are you giving away? So our renunciation, our fortune, and the biggest fortune is that we share with others. Not only sweet drishti or sweet words, but sweet toli and also blessing card every time. So just this simple thought of I belong to Almighty Baba. I love when Dadis, they came out from Yagya with nothing. As I said, nothing, nothing. No pennies, no nothing. What they had a lot of wealth of knowledge. Their faces were sparkling. And every time they will say, Almighty Baba is with me. Almighty Baba will make it happen. And I remember in my life also one of the confidence I had is virtues, which can change jungle into garden. I always remind myself that this is what we have to do. So changing or always increasing my strength to keep my virtues. And that's the biggest treasure, biggest wealth. So what we have to, according to both Dadis, when we look at them, what inspiration we get, whether I'm an instrument or even as a student, God's child, should not depend on anything for your happiness. You should have this nature. I have to be happy. My face has to be cheerful. Whatever situations happen, my happiness is not because you are happy with me. No, I will be happy, so you will be happy. It's really beautiful way to live. I am happy looking at me, others will be happy. So not get affected, but not depend. Just internally, I'm child of Baba, right? Baba is almighty. So what should be my qualities? And I think that we have qualities, but we lose that trust sometimes. So even we sit and remember Baba, we take drishti from Baba. I want my master to be happy with me, right? I never, since childhood, even in Lokik, I used to say, when God looks at me, he will be so happy because I am happy. So I will definitely say that tomorrow your homework will be that you are cheerful, you are happy, you look contentment. Even I think those qualities are in you. But if you are not happy, all the qualities get merged. So always, always, Dadi Janki used to say, everyone should face like me. So we used to say that means big face, right? Not very little one. Uh, Because Sister Jayanti, her face always, uh, so she used to tell her, your face has to be more blossomed. Even she is always very cheerful. But this dependency should not be there of any kind on anyone. It's raining, it's okay. It's too hot, it's okay. If too cold, it's okay. Anything, because this is how I will become strong, and stable. So I think that we are children of Almighty, and we have to use our strength to have all the virtues in our lives. See, perfection is not lasting. From very beginning, as a child, I am master. Just first introduction I remember about soul is, Baba, you are ocean, I am the image. आप सागर हो मैं स्वरूप. So I was thinking to take 1 month just on be Swarup. What should be our Swarup? I have to be embodiment of Roop Basant. And this is not only I have to tell others, I have to be Roop and Basant. Shower, all the time knowledge, jewels, and embodiment of qualities. And that's our royalty, that should be our personality. If not at confluence age, then when? You think I will be better in golden age? No. Whatever I am today, I will be in golden age. So let's all create now this golden aged deity-like face, so that nature will bow to it, everyone will bow to it, and Baba will be pleased. So that will be our homework, and we talk a little bit more about this little later, but that's here now. Om.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Avyakti Journey, Avyakti Parivar Chit Chat, sharing from the heart that touches the heart. So, would like to invite our dear brother Eric, and also we'll be having a special guest today. So, let's see.
Om Shanti, dear Mohini Didi. Greetings from the heart to each and every one. So nice to be with you again. You see, Mohini Didi, I was missing you a little bit. So I couldn't wait one more day. I had to come on Friday. 7 days was too long. I thought, can I come one day earlier? And so I know we'll have a full weekend, and happy to be with you again tonight. And I know tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday will be like full weekend. And so glad that we connect. And I was thinking, to ask you, because now we are also, you've been offering both 13 times in a row. And I was thinking that's a lot of going, coming to such a region. I hope you're getting good points with your frequent flyer program with the flights. If you're flying frequent flyer, you must get extra points with all these trips to such a region. And I was wondering, what you say, what would you say is the essence of all these messages you had for 13 days? And what do you keep for yourself as, the essence of what Baba was sharing, or what you felt from Dadi? How would you summarize those 13, pages of traveling to such a region?
Yeah, 12 days, but this whole year had been every Thursday, or before we used to do Sunday bhog offering, right? I was telling them I don't think I've ever done this so many times going to Baba. And now even if Baba doesn't pull me, I can just go, you know. And yeah, it's a really good point you're asking that yesterday, like when I went to offer Bhog, I felt Baba smiling. And I was joking with sisters that he must be thinking, again now you have come with Bhog because he has seen me so often. I feel that message is one thing, but just going to subtle regions and be with Baba, it's like soul, really receives in very subtle way, some very subtle powers and qualities and Baba's, drishti. I think that Baba doesn't want to make us feel that Dadi Gulzar has left. And he wants to make us feel we all are together. Abhyak Bab Dada is there and Dadi Prakashmani is there and we all are together. And we all are together in a very, very, subtle way all the time for Baba's task and on journey. And that gives me very good feelings. Like I feel so connected with Dadis. And I think because I see them in subtle regions with Baba. And Baba offers book to them also. And very lovely and sweet drishti sharing. So it feels like, in the beginning, I will go to Madhuban and all Dadis are there. So heart becomes very happy and full that they not have even single thought they're not here. So I want to tell whole family, divine family, that always think they are with us. And ancestor souls are more and more with us now. So we should never feel that they're not with us. So that's what I feel. And that's what my experience is.
And Baba mentioned in the last book message, if I'm correct, that he will keep looking after us if we maintain trust. Do you feel that he's also aware that maybe with all the daddies and now there will be more people soon in the advance party gathering, then there will be quite a few. And so you feel that Baba is aware that maybe some are starting to wonder what is happening, and he's reminding us that there shouldn't be any disturbance in our mind and we should keep trusting.
I think if certain situations or certain questions arise in the mind that who will manage, how will they, I thought whatever is happening in management and planning is a training for us. Plus, Baba wants to see how our intellect works, how much we can work together, how much we can be in harmony. It's not that he will not take care, he's there. But also if we have to be the masters, right? If we have to be rulers in golden age, then Baba would want to see how much that sovereignty qualities we have where, actually in golden age will happen. It doesn't happen in iron age that the throne, the king will give in his life throne to the prince, which is not happening these days because they are on the throne as long as they live. But in golden age, they will rule up to certain age and then their son will be sitting on the throne. So many, many instruments when I was in India were saying, but that should be our thinking. That means it's not when I can't do anything. Until now, I carry my keys, I carry everything. No, I want to see how 1, 2, 3, how many can take care of what I am doing today. So it's not carelessness, not laziness. It's a kind of, giving our throne to our air souls. And I always ask every center, where is your air soul? So one is, of course, they have support team, they have core team, but also there are some souls who really know what is yagya, how to take care of yagya. And that we have to, they learn from us, then we have to trust them. I always believe that more you trust, more people are honest and they do right things. But if I doubt, if I keep checking, and then that doesn't work. So it's a really beautiful exercise for the whole organization to, even we are very well, in the regions, and then we have sub-regions, we are very well organized, but again, on the top, how the management can be. It's a good training and Baba is watching, right? But doesn't mean he will he's still taking care. If you see that 98% people, those who are in Madhuban or those who go to Madhuban, have beautiful time, feeling presence of Dadis, feeling presence of Baba. But there might be few souls who are in this kind of thoughts, what to do, how to do it. So that's why Baba says, I will take care and sister souls will take care. But they will also have to take care, right? It's a very big yagya. When I think of even just New York, when I say, oh my goodness, so much, and then region, now it is the world. So it's quite big, but then if I don't remember it's Baba taking care, then I think it could be very difficult.
So the daddies are really passing on to us also, their specialities and their, responsibilities. And I was thinking that, and I know we'll have a guest in a few minutes, but a little quick question is, for Brahma Baba, when he was of course, in his body, when he was Sakar Baba, it's like he was a living example. And after, when he became Avyakt, Baba kept saying, you should follow Brahma, you should follow him in action and follow Shiv Baba in your consciousness. What would be now our thinking for the daddies? Can we say for some of us, we should also follow the daddies, or is it more, you use the word inspiration, but can we follow the daddies a little bit? We might follow you afterwards or so, but can we follow the daddy, or what would be the right consciousness? We follow Brahma Baba. What do we do with the daddies?
See, what Brahma Baba followed was Shrimat, right? So when Baba says follow Brahma, like each Dadi was following Shrimat, even each one's personality was completely different, right? Each one, when they became the head, look at Dadi Janki, she will love to dance, sing, or all that. And Dadi Gulzar, she will stay quiet and then still give drishti. Dadi Prakash Mari full of. And I think how do they use qualities? But Srimad, the basic guidelines and principles, they followed accurately. That's what we have to do. Otherwise, I will say, which Dadi should I follow? I say, no, what they followed are guidelines and principles and maryadas. We have to follow that, and become your own unique piece.
Maybe there was Allah's garden, and there's also Daddy's garden, so we can pick whichever virtues we want from Daddy's garden and try to get something. All right, so let's welcome a very lovely guest tonight, and we'll call upon you again after a few questions that I will be asking too. Our dear Sister Wadi will be joining us tonight. Oh, you found me. So lovely. Oh, you're going to make me cry now. Wait. Wow, Wadi, so sweet to welcome you in front of those two pictures. Wow, I'm very, very moved.
How beautiful.
And, I was thinking that the first thing I wanted to share with you was when we worked on Dadi's film with Prashant and Prabhu, we were very fortunate because we watched so much, archives, files, and videos and photos. And it was like, there was always one face that we keep seeing everywhere. It says, you see, Wadi is still there again. You see that, oh, Wadi is there again. You see, Wadi is holding Daddy's hand here. And we noticed you were so close to Daddy that you managed to be in a lot of pictures. And so how did you get so close to Daddy in your life, and to such an extent that you were very often in the frame?
First of all, good evening to Sister Mohini. And I was appreciating the things that she was saying just now. And, you know, there used to be this, it was almost like a kind of a joke that they said that Dadi Janki had 4 sons. Mohini Ben may remember this. And some of them I can remember, some of them I've forgotten. Prem was one, Sarla was one, possibly Jayanti, although I'm not so sure. The sister who was in Chandigarh. These were various ones that Dadi had given spiritual birth to, that I recall. And part of me is thinking that Sister Mohini is like an incognito son of Dadi Janki, in that it's not that she inherited in the sense that Dadi gave her something in terms of a material or a memento or anything else. But the things that I see that Sister Mohini has taken up from Dadi is, or I don't know what words Mohini Ben would use, that have been passed on, that Mohini Ben thankfully has embraced. And that is her sustenance of all of us, her sustenance, materially speaking, of the yagya, the vision that Dadi had for her. And the other aspect that I see in this last year, no one was more enthusiastic about the ancestor souls than Dadi Janki. And now I see the same thing with Sister Mohini. And then one thing, and it just amused me a little bit, because you would often remember in Peace Village, you know, Dadi Janki had the fame that once she started, she was the ocean and she just flowed. And we would all be sitting there happy to be in her presence. And Sister Mohini would be looking at her watch and reminding, you know, making us aware that the kitchen was waiting for us to come for our meal, but Dadi would keep on. And so Mohini Ben has inherited, I think, this as well, has taken this, and we all love it. Nobody is saying they need to go to eat or anything else, but just seeing, to me, it's amazing what has happened in this last year, and how Dadi would be so proud of Sister Mohini for what she has manifested. And so back to your question, all I can say, Eric, is that it was my good luck. It was my good fortune more than anything else. By accident, I ended up living with Dadi, and it was just Dadi and Sudesh Ben and Jayanti Ben and me, the proverbial rebel. And I can't honestly say what it was that made the relationship. It was so easy. It was so natural. You know, when I was going to the Murli to begin with, because I was not an easy convert, if you like. But from the first day I met Dadi, it was instant. And that's a story by itself, which I don't think I'll tell now, but it's a story by itself. I hadn't even finished the course. And many people have this experience of the very first time they met Dadi, and it really, now in retrospect, I know it was an old connection being reconnected. And so I would occasionally go to the Murli, you know, and, you know, I hadn't comprehended all of Gyan or whatever. And Dadi would say, why don't you come more often? And I told Dadi, I said, Dadi, I don't really like the Murli, but I like you. And so I would go to class, because I loved Dadi Janki's class before the Murli every morning. And I think part of my fortune was that I met Dadi at a time when she didn't have any fame. You know, there was nobody to tell me this is the future Narayan. Narayan didn't mean anything to me in the first place, but all I knew was my own experience of her, you know, and that was immediate, and it never changed. She said to me once, after many, many years, she said, "Your love has never changed." And I said, "Daddy, you never gave me a reason to change it."
She told many like that, but she also referred to you often as her friend.
But she referred to everybody as her friend, Eric. Let's face it.
She didn't call me your friend.
Yeah, she did. You know, in that movie that we just saw, that'll be shown in the next few days, Dina Miriam is saying the same thing, you know, or in one of Brad's raps, the same thing. He's saying, you know, that discovery, you think, oh, wow, she called me friend. But everybody's her friend. And that was her attitude, and I love it.
It was special for you. And I know I've seen you, you know, with many other sisters. And as brothers, sometimes we just observed the closeness between all of you. And we keep wondering, what kind of honey glue they're using to get stick together so much like that? You're always a bunch of sisters around Daddy. So how would you describe the magnetic energy between you and Daddy? What pulled you towards her?
You know something, I'll tell you what was a realization for me after a number of years in Gyan. And I was thinking to myself, why do I love Daddy so much? Is it because I know that she has love for me? And I knew that wasn't the answer. And then she was giving a class, it was in Madhavan, probably Om Shanti Bhavan. And as I looked at her, I realized that all of the things that I wanted for my life, I was seeing in Dadi. And so it's that basic idea, which is not everybody knows, it's a spiritual truth or truism, that it's not so much that you love the other person, you love yourself or hate yourself, if such is the case, in the other person. And so Dadi represented, even before Gyan, you know, I knew my life wasn't going to be traditional. I knew it wasn't going to be about the husband and the kids and the picket fence and all of that. And so she represented to me what I wish for myself. And so then I don't know, there is some aspect, Mohini Ben was talking earlier about, you know, God using your qualities. And so I think that this law even applies in the other direction, that God has to see something of himself in you. If he's seeing your, you know, he's seeing something of himself in you, and that's why he's able to use you. And then that you can increase that quality. And so maybe it worked the same way with Dadi too, that in the same way that I saw possibility for myself, you know, of course, after all these years, I'm nowhere near where Dadi is or was. But maybe she saw something of herself in me too that she liked. I don't know. But my good fortune that I lived with her, there was, you know, it was just me, like this, as I say, foreigner rebel, and, you know, with three ladies from another culture, and apart from Genti, who was my age, Dadi was much older and everything. So it was a very, very, very special time, and that was just the luck.
To help you move forward, we may call you Daddy Wadi. It's such a sweet name. Daddy Wadi would be very nice.
I don't think so. I don't think so. But the other thing, I remember once there was a sister not living with us. She used to help in the morning. And I said to her, this was in Tennyson Road, Pramila, I don't understand. You know, you have so much love for God. You're so dedicated, so surrendered, and yet you're living outside. And I don't feel I'm like as good as you, and yet I get to be living in Baba's house. And she turned to me and she says, well, Sister Wadi, maybe you wouldn't have survived if you were outside. and I thought there was maybe a truth in that. It was like Baba surrounded me with his, amazing instruments so that I could survive and grow.
Just in a few words, Wadi, before we bring Sister Mohini back, but in just a few words, Daddy has been, in her angelic form for a year now. Do you feel that it seems clearer to you what she has left into you now that she's not here with us physically? Does it seem even more real to you what is left in you from her? And what is it?
There was the impact she had on my life and continues to have. I couldn't tell you the extent of it, but one of the things is a slogan she once used. And she said, you have two jobs at the present time. One is to stitch your costume or your clothes for Satyuk. And the other is to stitch the divine family together in Sangam Yuga. And this is something that I take very seriously in a sense. Dadi's ability to see each individual, we had the right Dadi. There's, as again Mohini Didi was saying, the speciality of each one. She was so appropriate because, she was so authentically herself. She transcended Hinduism. She transcended, even as someone at the UN remarked, that she's more than a Raj Yogi, that she goes beyond any limited definition. She really was in the category of one. And just her appreciation, I said, of everyone and everything. So I think this, I do keep her very much with me, and in that sense of trying to manifest what I saw in her, and a lot of it is at a secret level too, not in necessarily in an obvious way, but yeah.
Well, I can only say that it shows clearly on your face, and you with Daddy next to you is just like twins. So congratulations in a way that, we become the image of those we love. So lovely to hear from Mohini Didi about, Wadi has been, of course, one of our dearest sister from a young age. She came to Baba. You saw her so from the beginning. How did you feel about the comment she made in the beginning about being Daddy Janki's son?
Yeah, no, it's true, because there were some sisters who were with Dadi in Pune. That was the beginning, like Baba sent for training or. Yeah, but for me, Dadi always looked at me that I'm a big person, in the sense of never looked at me. Both Dadis, Dadi Prakashmani, you are not, because there is little Mohini, but it's because of size they said little and big. So one time Dadi you are not only, you are a big Mohini. And every time I'm sitting in the hall, they will call out my name. And some people used to feel why they have to say Mohini, like Dadi Janki even, no, recently. So I think, but, Wadi Ben friendship with Dadi, Wadi Ben's personality of simplicity, renunciation, unlimited, very loving, friendly with everyone. So it's like they have similar qualities, And Dadi was seeing those qualities in her. And I was telling sisters sitting around me here that they were saying, how many years she was with Dadi? And I said, I don't know about that, but I know that when we started service in Florida, Dadi sent her to Florida, and she's in Florida since then, because Dadi knew that Florida, sun shines, everyone likes to be friendly, and the openness, and it's very, very good. So Vodivan also had that authentic personality. She's very, very honest and transparent, has a lot of love for Yagya from very beginning. And for everything, she just thinks of Yagya. So, and I think Florida family loves her, not only Florida, but I think she gets a lot of calls on the Zoom for many, many classes. But Eric, how come you were also so close to Dadi? We saw, right? So,
Yes.
so I don't think there is any other brother who got hugged like you get.
Who got hugged like Eric? It's true. I saw it too, Sister.
Every
Mohini.
time, Dadi, one time Dadi was calling him to come, and one other brother came, and he was so disappointed because Dadi didn't. Dadi just,
Remember?
you remember, right?
Yes, I remember.
It was so obvious, in
Yes.
Gansarovar.
Yeah.
So there is some kind of connection, I think Eric also has with Dadi Janki. He had with all Dadis. I am sure he admires Dadi Prakashwani, then Dadi Gulzar. He has a lot of love, and also Dadi Janki. And I'm happy that he has job, he is busy, but he's able to be with our unlimited family. But what I think that I sometimes felt that I could have done more in front of Dadi. And so many times she will say, you don't come and sit with me and do chit chat.
Yes, yeah.
And because you were there, Judy was there, Gayatri was there. And she always say, oh, you are going, but we didn't have deep chit chat yet. So, some or other, but I took a lot from her, because my learning from Dadi is not necessarily their talks, but how they, how they do it, how they are with people, how they make decisions, what they think about Yagya. And it's true, because now anytime there is anything in Yagya, they will call me, and I immediately, even before they call, I feel, oh, Dadi used to do this, Dadi. Like this MRI machine, Dr. Pratap said. I said, if Dadi was there, maybe he would have told Dadi. Or, for food, whatever. Anytime there is anything, they just give me a little bit signal. Like Dadi used to say on Baba's Day, on behalf of London, Brahma Bhojan. So I kept aim that every time Baba came, Brahma Bhojan should be from us. And but this whole Vyakti Parivar I definitely is gift from Dadi. So let's see tomorrow when we offer work to Dadi, what blessing she gives us. But I think she expected a lot from me.
Yeah.
And many, many things. And I did some, but some I was not ready. And then, so let's see. I think.
Well, you're certainly making up for it, Sister Mohini.
Yes. And I think there is, a beauty in you going so often now with, those points and frequent flyers going up and down. There must be also a VIP lounge, I'm sure. Air Baba must have a VIP lounge somewhere in the Sata region. So maybe we can give invitation to Dadi Janki to have chit chat with you in the VIP lounge.
The other thing that I always think that when it comes to the 8, is that what distinguishes them is that they have the full vision. They see the whole moon and not just the crescent, not just their little part. And, we saw that with Dadi Kumarka, we saw it with Dadi Janki, Baba, of course. Not sure who else, but I see it now with Sister Mohini. And it's not just about seeing the whole moon, it's about them operating on the basis of seeing,
I'm really, really thankful that Dadis, and I know that God loves me. That I know from very first day, of course through Sakar Baba, but even before that, I don't know, I always feel that he loves me, and so I always have that kind of pure pride, and not looking for anything, not asking for it. God loves me. But what I feel very happy about, that the family also has a lot of love, and so whatever little I can do, I'm sure that.
Sister Mohini, let me ask you a question, and you don't have to answer it if you don't want to, and you don't have to answer it tonight. You can answer it tomorrow if you want. And it was a question I once asked Dadi Janki. I asked her, if Didi were to come here now, what would she say to you? And so my question to you would be, if Dadi appeared here today, what would you say to her? Apart from, imagine she's already seen everything you've done with, for this last year. So at one level, you wouldn't need to say anything, but because Dadi also operated in a very subtle way. But what would you say to her if she came today? You don't, as I say, you don't have to answer now.
Yeah, but we want to hear, actually.
No, tomorrow when I go to offer bhog,
all right,
let me see what I will tell. That people are asking me, you say something to me. So I'm sure I will be able to share tomorrow. Right?
Nice. Dadi, is there something you want? What do you want to say to me? That's nice. Okay,
well,
we'll join you.
Thank you very much, Wadida. Really, you are a real jewel on the crown of the yajna, and so we're so happy to see you shining all the time. I think in the beginning, when Avyakti Parivar was created, we were a little bit in Zoom consciousness. Sometimes we'll be a little bit Zoom conscious, but now it has transformed into a garden of love. And I find that, we don't know the technology, how this is happening, but we just feel the love for the family and the love amongst us. And Mohini Didi, every time I come into your Zoom world, in a Zoom room, I feel blessed. I feel showered with love, with respect, and with blessings. So I think we have, with Dadi and your presence, created an environment which even scientists will not be able to reproduce with computers. It is beyond that. So it's very beautiful to be in that Zoom garden, every night with you. So congratulations. And we are the living roses in God's garden. So we're Zoom happy.
Yeah, and the team too, and all these little vignettes, these little bits of Dadi's classes, and the churning points, they're so deep and profound, and I have no idea how you all managed to do it and have it up there every single night. And so big thank you for
Sunday evening when we do our annual, we will show a little bit of the whole team, little glimpse of whole team.
Good.
Quite big.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Mohini Ben. Thank you, Eric.
Om Shanti. That was very, very, very beautiful. Thank you so much, our dear sister Body, brother Eric, and our Didi, of course. So we all enjoyed. It feels like if you sit with us for hours and hours, nobody is going to move from Zoom, because Zoom garden is like a garden. Garden is such a place where you can always stay, right? So of course it is a Zoom garden. Thank you for giving such a nice name, brother Eric. Thank you. Om Shanti. So now we'll get our Manan Chintan point, the art of churning. But I just want to remind that Saturday and Sunday is very, very special day. And I will be again announcing whole schedule after we get the point for Manan Chintan. So we'll be starting early tomorrow and day after tomorrow, 5:30. I'll go through the schedule again after we get the point. I'd like to invite Sister Shireen.
Om Shanti, everyone. Good evening. It was so beautiful, so beautiful. I have to agree with Wadi Ben about Mohini Didi, and I have to agree with Mohini Didi about Wadi Ben, and I would have to agree with Mohini Didi about Eric. They're all wonderful, wonderful sharing. And to answer your question, no one answered this question, and I think Wadi Ben didn't get a chance to answer. Wadi Ben lived with Dadi for 6 years before she moved to Tampa. That was before me. I wasn't here. So today we don't really have time to go over the 10 points, but the one thing that I'm thinking today from what Didi was sharing was in the few years that we have left is to really ask ourselves the question, what are the qualities that I need to inculcate? What are the qualities I need to emerge and take from Baba, both emerge and take from Baba, so that Baba can use me as an instrument. So that is something today I've been really thinking in it deeply. Many of the things Didi shared about Dadi Gulzar and some of the things Dadi Janki was sharing about, they were very beautiful, and there are lots of little tidbits of valuable jewels of knowledge for us there. So tomorrow's homework, power is of the Almighty Authority. Strength is to become complete with all virtues. Energy is the effort to never allow myself to become weak. A beloved psychedelic Dadi. Power, strength, and energy. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, dear Sister Shireen. And thank you for letting us know. 6 years. I was also wondering that she didn't answer that. And good to know. Okay. And it's a very nice point for tomorrow to practice. And would like to
Story. This time is story from Madhuban called Dil Khush Midhai. Dadi Prakash Mani always used to show Dil Khush story. Dil Khush makes heart happy. Yeah, it's really nice story. And from here, some people had been going and coming, so still we are able to get Toli from Madhuban. So this time we requested, they send Dil Khush Toli. This is the Toli we can mail. No, we will see if any other kind of Toli come, we will send you all. So this is the Toli, you all accept it and okay. Okay. Om Shanti. Let's remember Baba.